Okay, so we are on time. Let's grasp our time together. You are very welcome to our webinar. It's a pleasure for me, as part as to purpose, to welcome you and to spend the coming hour with you, with to talk about agentic campaigns through Marketing Cloud Next. Today, I will have with me Julia Rossi and Holland. I will start to present myself, and then Julia and Holland, you can introduce yourself. So I'm Tiago Carmona. Today I'm turning 41. And just because this is a topic that I really love, so that's the reason why I accepted to work a little bit on my day to talk about this topic with you. I have the pleasure, I have been working as Salesforce consultant for the last decade, after a couple of years working on the nonprofit sector as a marketeer and fundraiser. And since last year, I joined To Purpose, and currently I'm serving marketing lead consultant and trying to have success with customers implementing Marketing Cloud Next and Data Cloud here at To Purpose. Julia.
Thank you, Tiago. Good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you. So I'm Julia. I'm a marketing cloud specialist. I've been working in digital marketing now for more than 10 years, and 6 of them in Salesforce. And I'm advise non-profit customers about the Salesforce technology for marketing automation. And I'm here with Roland.
Hello, everybody. My name is Roland. I'm a digital solution engineer, which means that I'm focused on marketing technology, but also data cloud, Agentforce. I'm like Tiago, also a long time in the ecosystem, been a consultant, worked for an end customer, and 4 years ago joined Salesforce. And today I hope to show you a little bit about Marketing Cloud Next.
Okay, thank you for your introduction. And so today we will start with an introduction about what we are doing at To Purpose on these early steps on Marketing Cloud Next implementation. Julia will share a little bit with us why Marketing Cloud Next in the context of the other stack solutions that Salesforce offers. So what's distinct in Marketing Cloud Next? And Holland will guide us through a demo where we can see how campaigns can be streamlined and supported by AI, working directly on the platform that we are used on our daily basis. I will share with you about some lessons learned through these initial implementations and what I see in practice, Marketing Cloud Next adding value to our nonprofits. And we'll have time for Q&A. So feel free, your questions are very welcome. So as far as a question pops up your mind that you think it's relevant to share with the audience, so please write it down in the chat, and at the end we'll have a time to see and try to address at least most of the questions. So in To Purpose, we are focused on organizations that search to have an impact in our society. So we preferably work with organizations that promote social impact, environmental health impact, and we have specialized in Salesforce technology as a tool to help them to achieve this. So this photo, it's outdated now. The team has grown significantly in the last months, but it's part of our team, where we have mainly in the Netherlands our team, but also a small team based in Portugal working together. So inside of the nonprofit sector, there are some particular use cases where we have tried to develop our expertise and to be very good at. This includes, of course, fundraising, and especially when it comes to the payment management, we are very specialized in FinDoc to ensure that the payments work properly in different regions, currencies. So we have invested a lot on this area, as well as on program management, to ensure that the organizations are able to track outputs, outcomes, and eventually to feed impact metrics to help them to deliver the value they are having to the society. Grant management, all related with fundraising and non-profit operations. And here in yellow, it's today marketing, not because it's more than the other areas, but because it's connected with our topic today. And especially in this yellow box, you can see these early adopter organizations that trusted on us to try Marketing Cloud Next, and with whom we keep learning since, as you know, it is a quite recent product where on every release we see a fast pace of innovation happening, which makes the learning curve very steep. So, Julia.
Thank you, Tiago. Perfect. So now we're going through some slides about Marketing Cloud Next. So we'll give you some information around the key functionalities of the solution that we will then see into practice with the demo of Roland. So first of all, Marketing Cloud Next. Why Next? First of all, it means like that's the next generation of marketing cloud solution from Salesforce. Marketing Cloud Next is a marketing automation platform which is directly built into the Salesforce platform. This means that it uses all your data that you have in Salesforce, and it allows marketing team as well as fundraising team that needs to run campaigns to quickly identify who are the key supporters that we want to include in our campaigns, and easily segment as well. The other thing is it allows you to build a consistent and personalized experience for your supporters with one workflow. This means that you can also seamlessly pass over marketing prospect or leads to the different units of the organization. It can be to fundraising or to the membership team, for example. And then finally, one other important aspect of Marketing Cloud Next is Agentforce. So everything which is AI, predictive, generative, and agentic AI. This allows to easily generate campaigns, create segments, create the content of your campaigns, and then also report back on the impact of those campaigns. So this is really at a high level, but now we will see into more details what are the key functionalities and how Marketing Cloud can help you really drive the impact of the organization. So especially if you have been already using Salesforce for some time, you know that Marketing Cloud has been around, but in different ways. Let's say that Marketing Cloud Next is the outcome of a third wave of innovation in marketing automation, which had started already 20 years ago. First with the integration of marketing functionalities into the platform, and then afterwards with the investment in a customer data platform, also called Data Cloud. So this is the first Marketing Cloud solution which is completely native to the Salesforce platforms. So it doesn't have any more, let's say, any issues in tapping into all the organization's data. This is one key aspect. And of course, based on that, you can also leverage AI at its full potential. The second aspect, which is really important for Marketing Cloud Next, is that it allows for omni-channel communication. So it's not only email communication, but you can also leverage mobile messaging with SMS and WhatsApp communication, push notifications, and of course you can create your landing pages and forms to ensure that also you can capture additional information around your supporters. So the multi-channel aspect is really important, also to personalize the communication as much as possible and meet your supporters where they are more engaged. And third is the AI aspect. I've already mentioned that. Today, we know that 76% of marketeers already use AI. So why not doing it in a trusted and secure environment, which is protected by the Einstein Trust layer, where you can leverage your organization's data and ensure that the outcome of any AI prompt is consistent with your tone of voice, with your brand, with your data. To give you some examples on how AI can help your organization also maximize the impact of the campaigns is the possibility to create, for example, the copy of your emails, the possibility to create easily the campaign briefs, but also the segmentation part. So you don't have to go through very complex SQL queries. You can leverage natural language to create your audiences for your campaigns. Another interesting aspect is more related to predictive AI. So you can, instead of doing it manually, you can send the messages and the communication at the time when your supporters are more engaged in an automatic way, as well as tailoring the frequency of engagement based on their interaction, their past behavior. So here's some examples that we will see then into practice. The next slide, please. Oh, yeah. This is to show you more around the different layers of Marketing Cloud Next, or Agentforce Marketing, how we call it nowadays. So you see that Marketing Cloud sits really on top of Data 360, previously called Data Cloud. And Data 360, where you can access all the data of the organization which are in Salesforce, but also elsewhere. So we have organizations that, for example, they use an events management platform, they have an app, they have social media, of course, they have the website. So how can we ensure that we can leverage also this information to create our audiences and our campaigns in a more personalized way? Data 360 allows us to integrate this data also with zero copy. identify do the identity resolution to really understand who are our supporters. And once we have done that, we can activate those data into Marketing Cloud, which is the layer on top, on the different channels that I have mentioned. So the email, the mobile messages, web, but also social media, thanks to connectors with social media platforms like LinkedIn, Meta, Google AdWords, for example. We know that in order to also acquire new supporters, you need to tap into those channels as well. And Marketing Cloud allows it to do in a more integrated way. And then the final layers is the Agentforce. So this is really where you can then expand the potential of your campaigns by automating a lot of as marketing tasks, like for example, the copy creation, but also the reporting side of things. So there are two main editions of Marketing Cloud Next. Growth is let's say the base edition. We call it the base edition, but it actually allows also most of the functionalities that I have described. The advanced edition has some more capabilities, but it's mostly tailored for larger organizations or organizations that are also already very mature in the use of AI and that want to expand with additional AI features like the engagement frequency, the send time optimization as well. So it allows a bit more advanced features, but most of the organization today, they can already start by using Growth Edition, which gives the key functionalities already. And then I think there are a lot of you that already have a Marketing Cloud previous editions, so Marketing Cloud Engagement and Marketing Cloud Account Engagement. So if you are already a Marketing Cloud customers and want also to leverage this new technology, there is absolutely no problem. So we can give you access to the new technology. And the great thing, there is no disruption with your current campaigning. So you can continue to work on Marketing Cloud Engagement or Account Engagement. And in the meantime, start integrating and implementing Marketing Cloud Next so that you don't miss out on all the new innovation and especially on the AI features that are mostly relevant to Marketing Cloud Next. Okay, so that was me. If you have any questions in the meantime, I will monitor the chat and I pass over to my colleague Rolando to see everything into action.
Thank you very much, Julia. I have condensed a day's worth of content into 20 minutes, so we're going to fly through a lot of screens in a second. This demo environment is built on an FNV scenario or FNV use case. And FNV obviously wants to improve employment environment. We're going to show you multiple things, so let me share my screen. See if I can take over here. And I think either Tiago or Julia can stop sharing. There we go. So for who's familiar with Salesforce, which I expect almost all of you are, this is the same environment as the Salesforce environment, the core environment. So Marketing Cloud Next is built on top of the core environment. And you can see that we have all the apps here for customer contact, for communication, for Data 360, and also your sales and service apps. So this is the same UI. This is the overview UI where you normally would see all the active campaigns. This is a demo environment. I have no active campaigns running in this environment, but I do have a lot of setup and example campaigns I'm ready to show here. So one of the easiest way to start with the Marketing Cloud Next setup is, for instance, to use your leads view. And as you know, your leads view is already a view with a sort of filtering on either recent view or all open leads. And with Marketing Cloud Next, or even with the Salesforce platform, you always have this button here to send an email. If you have enable Marketing Cloud Next, you will get the option to have a marketing list email. So these sales list emails are basically your batch sends that go through the Salesforce platform. The marketing list emails are the sends that go through the Marketing Cloud Next platform. So when I select these, I will be able to get, yes, oh, wait. What? Let's take the open leads, send the email. There we go. So it will take the filtering of the list view, and then it basically will allow you to send to that list. And then we get another option to select either a batch send, which you probably frequently do, or to use a marketing campaign. So the two differences are that this will be tracked in a campaign and a campaign member setup, which are the same objects as the platform already uses. If we use the one-time send, it will basically send to every individual recipient, and you will have tracking on an individual level, not on a campaign level. If I go here, it will basically immediately open a campaign, and I will be able to select an email template and start to create my campaign. So as you can see, we have now the list view campaign. It starts. It brings me into Marketing Cloud Next with all the setup that is needed for the start of this campaign. So this is not the only way I can add individuals or leads or contacts to a campaign. I can also do this by for instance, a member report. And then we have the button here to add to a campaign. I should now be able to see that list view campaign here. So if you want to add additional individuals to a certain marketing campaign, that would be a very quick way to add your sort of lists to the campaign in a more manual fashion. But that is obviously not what we want to do. We want you to use all the capacity of the platform, and we have Agentforce on our sites for a little bit of help here. So if I go back to that home screen, we have our Agentforce support here. And I already copy and paste a prompt here to ask it to develop a campaign for the FMV, because the Netherlands deserves better. And this movement is there to encourage existing members to increase their monthly contribution. So we want to attract new donors. We want to highlight the impact of our collective support, and we want to increase the purchasing power and fair wages to demonstrate why financial support is vital for the social environment. And I also give it a little bit of an ROI, right? I want to increase our monthly contribution by 10%. So when I press enter, a lot of things are going to happen in the background. That's not what I was expected to see. Okay, so a lot of things are going to happen in the background. So it's drafting a campaign brief. And that campaign brief is the translation of that prompt into what it's going to associate all the content from in the campaign. So I want to save the brief, that's fine. And then the next step is that it's going to, should be creating, not sure what's going on here. Let me try this again. Because normally it would take this automatically from my prompt. There we go, save the brief. So this is a live demo, so unexpected things can potentially happen. There we go. So it has created a brief, it has created a campaign, and now it's asking me to generate a campaign preview. Another additional component here is that we can also create a two-way campaigns. And the two-way campaign basically means that we can have a conversational campaign, which in the flow means that when we are sort of building the flow and somebody is interacting with any of the content, it can escalate to an agent, and then the agent can automatically follow up with additional content through an email, through an SMS or WhatsApp. So that's really sort of the end of the no reply era, where we can always have a relevant discussion with the individual on an individual level in context of all the data that we have of that individual. So what we see here is the campaign preview. And if I want to, I would be able to refine this campaign preview, so I can add an additional step or have interaction with Agentforce to change some of the context of the steps. But for now, I'm going to save the campaign preview. And then we're going to have a look at the campaign itself. There we go. So if it fully runs, we can open the new campaign that was created, and you can see we now have a campaign that already has some content. So we are not starting from a blank canvas. We can see we have multiple steps in that flow, and we have already sort of created some of the content that we can also sort of preview. And if we look at the content, we also see there's some imagery and there is some text in there. So the agent has done a lot in the background to create this campaign. If we look at the campaign brief, we see all that context that it has derived from that singular prompt that I've given. So whenever I'm going to continue to build with Agentforce, it's going to look at this campaign brief, and it's going to sort of improve or create based on that campaign brief. So we have created an email flow, but let's now create a quick addition to this campaign. I would like to create a quick sign-up form. So I go to the new flow, and I do a quick start, and I click select on the sign-up form. It will take some time to run, but with a couple of clicks, I basically create a very simple landing page, which allows me to send out an invite or put it on the website to capture some details of the individuals and trigger the journey from there. Let me go back. Every component in a campaign also has a flow. So when I open that flow, you see what is also created additionally to the content. So this is a very simple flow that sits behind a landing page. And because landing page is often the first touch point where somebody leaves their information, it's also very common to have a consent over there. So what happens in the background is we don't only capture the information, the first name, last name, email, telephone, maybe a title or something additional of that information, but we also trigger consent here. So we capture if they give marketing consent, if they give consent to a certain topic, if they give consent to that specific activity that is bound to that landing page. And then from here on, we can basically continue to build this flow, and then select that email that we that was created by Agentforce, and you can see here are all the clever things as well, like send time optimization. I can select the sender if you have multiple. We can decide what to track, what to look for. And we also have our communication subscription here, which is the subscription they give consent to. Behind this is also consent management and the preference page for subscriptions. There is a page here that allows the individual to basically select their consent. You can have multiple topics, or you can have multiple subscriptions here that they can sort of subscribe or unsubscribe for. Obviously, this page is fully customizable, so you can put it on your website behind your own styling to make it pixel perfect for your brand. So that simple landing page and that simple flow that you see is already a lot of capabilities behind it, and it really supports the creation of a quick campaign. So this is just for the setup to sort of increase the donation amounts and ask for additional income. But the FMV normally orchestrates or organizes events, and most of those events are strikes. And when they do so, they invite people to join a strike. And if a person joins the strike, they get a reimbursement because they do not work, and they get a little bit of a compensation for being involved in that strike and not having the income for that day they took off to be present at that strike. So for the FMV, it's very important that they register the attendance of individuals joining the strike. So again, we have a quick, simple landing page. If I submit my details here, and in this case, I will be Alex de Jong, it's going to be captured by Data 360 and also as a lead in Salesforce. And then from there on, we have another campaign running. And this campaign is a little bit more constructed, because we have an invite that's basically triggered by that submission of that form. We have that registration page. We have the registration confirmation. And that all is tied together to capture the attendance, which we also capture on the campaign member object. Doesn't necessarily have to be the campaign member object. It can also be a custom object or another existing event object that you might want to trigger to change a status. But let's have a look at that email. So this is the invite that is sent out after you have registered. And we're now in the email builder. And this is not just a simple email builder, because it's also enabled with a lot of the AI functionality that you expect here from Agentforce. So we can have a look at improving subject line headers. We can have a look at improving the pre-headers with the help of Agentforce. And we can also change body copy with the help of Agentforce. Anywhere where you see these little 3 stars, we can call in Agentforce to basically support us in improving this email. And then one of the important things here, it's not just taking text through a model and generating sort of out of nothing. We have a setup that sort of allows you to select a brand. And we can see we have an FMV brand here. If I go to the FMV brand, there's a lot of context given to the FMV brand here that gives Agentforce context on what it should generate. So we have a brand identity here. We have a tone of voice here. We have a little bit of a description of what the FMV is. We can give it some colors, some typography, some buttons, etc. All that context will be taken into consideration when Agentforce is generating any of this content in this email, or when you want to improve some of the content in your campaign. And additionally to that, we have data sources here. And in this case, we have a data graph, individual data graph. But these data sources are pulled through Data 360 from your core CRM, or from other source systems that might have additional information, gift amount, donation amount, event attendance, you name it. We can pull it in to this marketing campaign. And when we have it in this data graph, we are able to use the attributes for personalization. So these are personalization attributes. In this case, it's just first name. But as you can see here through the data graph individual, I can pull in a lot of primary objects and related objects into this email to really make it contextualized sound for this individual and make it personalized for this individual. So something like, hey, you were present at this and this strike or this and this event. I think this event would also be to your interest. Please join us again for this this strike or this action that we are doing. In here, we have also dynamic content, and dynamic content have different variations. And those variations are based on those personal attributes. So this will allow you to render and change that email till a more personalized email for each and every individual as well. Then let's have a look. So Alex de Jong has registered. He has received the invite. He has registered to the strike, and now he's going to receive an email. And this also is able to sort of look at the preview. And as you can see, the email is now in dark mode. And if I switch to light mode, it will immediately change. So we can have a quick view on dark mode, different renders. I'm very much a dark mode fan on my laptop, so I 90% of the time have it in dark mode. So that's why this email is rendering in black. But I can also look at the mobile and the desktop version. And then when I send that test email, I'm able to test it. And then Alex de Jong will receive that email. We are able to scan the barcode, and then it automatically registers his attendance. So when we press yes, it's going to change the campaign member status. So again, this is just a field on the campaign member, which is a standard object in Salesforce on the platform itself. But it can also be a custom object. If you, for instance, have an event object, you can write it to the event object if you want so. So we have now captured the attendance, and that attendance is also visible in all the Salesforce reporting. So if we look at the Omega come together for this strike, we can see that we are capturing that attendance in a report as well, which, if you want to, you would be able to use as a list or in a segmentation again to send a thank you mail, for example. Then to tie it all together, and now I switch to a little bit of a different environment that has data in it, but we have a standardized tracking and reporting and campaign performance dashboard in Marketing Cloud Next. So we have insights on the campaign itself. So how the campaign is performing, the activities on the campaign, the deliverability of all the campaign resources. Give it a second to load. There we go. So deliverability metrics, and also attribution at a high level. And we also have marketing intelligence that does this at a far more detailed level. So this is your attribution on the influenced opportunities. So you can also have a view on how successful a campaign is towards the results that you are driving. This is on a campaign level, but we also have this over the total engagement of all your campaigns running. You will have some filtering here. You will be able to dive into the different associated campaigns, but this is sort of bringing everything that you are doing in your campaigns from Marketing Cloud's perspective together, and that's going to drive your results, and it's going to really increase the attendance and the needed and wanted donation amount. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Holland, for your very nice demo. So I'm sure that some of you have questions that we can discuss about the demo in a while. Before that, let me just, as promised, share with you some of the learnings from these 4 initial implementations that I have participated with, that I would like to share with you. So my recommendation, even in either case, if you are transitioning from a previous Marketing Cloud product like engagement or account engagement, or if you are transitioning from a MailChimp or a SharpSpring, is that you can select well one specific campaign. And I like to start small and fast, because we need the data cloud as the database to properly build our segments, to leverage Agentforce to make our campaigns intelligent and more efficient. So if we try to anticipate all kind of segments, all kind of automation, all kind of campaigns that we want to deliver, it can take a while to set up all of these, and it can also become more complex than it needs to be. So my recommendation, and of course, because you will be paying Salesforce licenses, makes all the sense to, I think there is no reason why not launching the initial campaign within the first month that you have your licenses. So my recommendation is, define one initial campaign, a good one, and let's go live with it to try and to see the benefit it can bring to your mission. And when selecting this campaign, I really would encourage to pick one where a personalization of the content based on the information that you have in your CRM or eventually in other sources like Julia shared before, because you can connect meta information, you can connect Google Analytics information, your website information. You don't need to do that from the very beginning, but it's a possibility. But pick one where this personalization and where the decisions on this campaign can be data sensitive. So in these initial campaigns I have been working with, one common used case is to set up a journey to convert one-time donors to monthly donors, people that's not yet a member, a recurring donor. So building journey for a time span, maybe 4 or 5 emails for a 30 day period, where we start expressing gratitude and where we can start explaining why could make a difference to become a more engaged person with our organization through a monthly donation. Makes all the sense. And if you think this is something that you implement once and then works for you during all the year on a continuously mode. Of course, as we monitor the performance and we see what works best and how to fine-tune this campaign, we are free to update and to adjust this campaign. But then it's something that works for you. Of course, other use cases, more not a recurring one, but more specific, can be a preparation from events, galas, where you start with a save the date email or SMS, and then you go through all the process until you convert to registrations on that event, and then you can have a follow-up with another call to action after this event. So choose ones that data can play a role. In my perception, and have been experienced other marketing automation tools, for me, the game changer of Marketing Cloud Next is this freedom in terms of data synchronization between your CRM or other data sources, and how we can leverage this information to personalize or to stop. Of course, if we are in a one-time donor to monthly donor journey, of course, that we want to stop as soon as someone converts as a monthly donor. We don't want to send a full package of messages that we have prepared. And since this data synchronization works very well, so we don't need to be stressed about this possibility to keep sending asks when someone already committed with your mission. I believe that, and I see that it's important the marketing teams really partner and onboard the CRM system admin in this process. At the beginning, it can take a while, and I know that we are very good in organizations in working silos. So here is fundraising department, here is communication department, financial department. But I really see that if that Marketing Cloud Next, it's an opportunity for us change a little bit the way of working, and the benefit is clear. So your CRM admin, it's the one more used with your data objects in CRM fields, data flow. It doesn't mean that a marketeer can't do this, because it's a point and click. It's not, doesn't require code and complex skills, but at the same time, it allows this partnership and marketing people to be focused on content, on strategy for conversion, and be supported by the system admin. And basically, this allows stop having two different sources of truth for your marketing performance. And this is connected with my last point. So if properly set up the flows, basically we are able to send communications, but at the same time to update data in your CRM. For example, after someone donates or after someone registers, so we can simply update the campaign member status from sent to responded. And it makes it much easier to understand. So the conversion rate, just looking for our simple campaign records in our CRM. But besides that, and powered by the data analytic tools that comes with Marketing Cloud Next, so you are able to see in the performance of a specific campaigns, or you are able to zoom out and to look for a group of campaigns, for example, per channel, you can do that and understand concretely conversion, but also the marketing metrics that we need to understand in terms of opens, clicks, for email, for SMS. If you use the Marketing Cloud Next forms, you are also able to track the performance on the conversion page. Or we, not using that, we are able to create web tracking links where we also can get these insights of in your website page. So we are able to understand visits, clicks there, integrated in the same dashboard to make it easy to monitor the performance of the campaign and use that information to adjust the campaign as it goes to improve your end results of the campaign. So yeah, I see a lot of potential, to be honest. I have experienced 3 releases from now, and the amount of features that Salesforce have made available in the last releases was significant. So it means that for us as users, we need to run to follow the pace of innovation. But at the same time, it's clear that even dealing with a quite recent product, but Salesforce is really investing a lot in the innovation of this product and making it a robust tool for marketing teams. Yeah, this is just an example of what I was trying to say, so that you can directly from your campaign, as Roland already shown, so where we can see the relevant indicators together. Okay, so now the promised time for some of your questions. Some of you already put some questions in the chat. So if you prefer, you can keep doing that there, or if you want to unmute yourself and make your question, so feel free to do it right now.
And Tiago, maybe I can address some of the questions in the chat already. I see a very engaged audience with lots of questions coming in. So as Julia showed in the slides, maybe we can skip through the layer cake, Tiago, the one of how Marketing Cloud Next is built within the platform. That answers lots of the questions. So,
do you mean this one?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So, I mean, we can spend another day on Data 360, and we can spend certainly another day on Agentforce. But what this layer cake basically means is that we interact with the data through Data 360. So I see questions around how do I integrate with website data, also integrating with sort of the Marketing Cloud engagement data or other platforms. That's done through ingestion of data in Data 360. And that will allow you to also activate that data in your segmentation or through any other channel that you might want to have a multi and cross campaign experience. And then Marketing Cloud Next has the capabilities of email, mobile, etc. And the native integration with Agentforce allows you to basically interact and create content and have, for instance, that two-way conversation that I discussed before. And if you want to have other Agentforce or AI-related experiences in chat or on your website, then maybe you need, for instance, Marketing Cloud personalization, which interacts with your website and does recommendations or adaptations of the web experience. So depending on what you're searching for, how do we integrate with the website? It's either ingestion of the data, if you want to change or interact the behavior of your website, you should be looking at Marketing Cloud personalization, which also sits in the Marketing Cloud Next technology stack on top of Data Cloud. So transitioning from Marketing Cloud engagement to Marketing Cloud Next, as Julia explained, we have a couple of transitional SKUs for that allow you to have both of the functionality in play. I believe it's not much of additional cost, but you then can start utilizing the capabilities of Marketing Cloud Next, and you can transition if that's valuable for you, or if that transition makes sense from the sort of engagement or account engagement environments to Marketing Cloud Next. As of February 26, so the last release, we do have business units. Business units are also a concept of data spaces. So to segregate the data or the different brands or the regions, you basically have different data spaces that allow you to have a logical separation of your data, your interaction data, and for that you are also able to have different business units that have their own sort of separated analytics and performance. Let me see, what can I pick up as well? So indeed, learning experience for partners, it's through the partner learning community. For users, I would say have a look at Trailhead. More and more content is becoming available as more and more of this functionality is getting released. Obviously, functionality is released in a very rapid pace. So I think Trailheads are sort of always a little bit behind of all the nice new features that you see on a world tour or on a Dreamforce or on a Connect, so to say. So it's always a little bit behind for you to follow up as expected.
One of the questions, Holland, it's connected with this experience to the need to warm IPs. So what's the difference here? What's possible in Next?
So with Next, IP warming is basically to make sure that all the other mechanics behind sending an email and receiving an email do not block you, right? So it's getting you on the whitelist. It's making sure that your reputation is good. It's something we can't go around. It's not that everything from Marketing Cloud Next is immediately whitelisted and immediately accepted through all the sort of secondary inboxes like a Google, like a you name it, all the other recipients. So it's something you can't really go around. New IP means warming up again your IP addresses. It typically takes around 4 to 6 weeks, and that's basically the transition if you go to a new IP. Unfortunately, not an easy way to go around.
Okay. Guys, we are running out of time. So before I want to say thank you to Julia and Holland to partner with me in preparing this webinar. And to thank you, all of you that invested this hour with us. So our contacts, as you can see here, we are available. If you want, just send us a message and we'll be happy to follow up the conversation. And please check the To Purpose website for coming webinars that will happen in the following weeks. So thank you very much and enjoy your day.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.